Good day and welcome back to another week of Talking Technical. And it was so nice. Some of the viewers phoned me over the weekend. They're also subscribers and they realized that I was just gone. I disappeared. And it's not that I disappeared, it is that Vosburg had the most wonderful rain that we had in a very long time. And I know we always talk about charts. But in the last week, we had well in advance of 100 millimeters. So this world is beautiful green. It almost looks like the bushveld. So if you did miss me, thank you so much. But at least today I'm back and I can do the Talking Technical show so that you guys can enjoy it. Well, let's kick off with Remgro. Now, I just read that the Rupert, let's call it the Rupert family, and that includes Remgro, Richemont, Reinet, all those companies, they are in that stall. They've got more than 100 billion rand in cash. And that just tells you that they are loaded with cash. So either big dividends is going to come to investors like they did with Remgro now. Maybe Reinet is next, or even Richemont, or maybe they plan something to buy. Now, if you look at this Remgro chart, it just shows you that the chart is slowly but surely in advance to the top. I know it trades on a discount. The problem with Remgro, and it's like Richemont as well, one of the fund managers once said to me, you know what, Frans, I'm trying to buy Richemont now for years and it never gives you a proper chance to buy it. Now, Remgro the other week, just in a week, it went from 190, you can almost say 200 Rand, down to 175, and it bounced up there, and now it's 183. So what is the rule with these top companies? If they hit bad news or the market suddenly catch a fright and they sell these shares off, you can maybe use a simple support line. Let's just do the support line here just to show you that is a way of timing some of these big counters. There you are. There's Remgro. You draw in the line, and if it falls through, then hopefully you can catch it there. That's one method. The other method is just to accumulate them over time and add in your position, because Remgro is on a discount, but fundamentally it looks great and they are poised for more profits. And if we look at Reinet, let's do that one as well. If we can see if we can draw a line in there. I'm a keen buyer of Reinet. I like the company a lot. I've added in that position for quite a while now. I would like to see a beautiful dividend coming from them. And there was the trend line. In actual fact, it broke below that trend line. So for me, in my book, if I've got a bit of money left, I will maybe buy some Reinet. Now there you are. There's the trend line. Sometimes wait for it to get below that. But then the company must have a few attributes. It must be a company in a niche market. It must have excellent management. It must have a lot of cash. And I mean, Reinet, Remgro, Richemont. Let's have a look at Richemont. They've proven over the years that if you do buy them on dips, you can maybe wait for a while to get back into them. But the best is to buy them when they pull back. Look at Richemont here, from about 3,800 Rand all the way down to 2,800. There's a falling wedge here. For me, those kind of companies is definitely buys. Yes, we've got wars, we've got all different things, but if you've got a little bit of a longer term view, buy these counters on very strong pullbacks and just sit on them. Let's have a look at Berkshire Hathaway. You will see exactly the same there. Remember, Mr. Buffett sold a lot of shares a few months ago before his retirement. Look at Berkshire Hathaway. It dropped from all over $516 all the way down to $468. For me, this is a buy. I know you may be going to be wrong for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months. Doesn't matter. But if you've got a bit of a longer term view, this are the kind of share that you buy. You put it away in the portfolio. In actual fact, I've got a few friends and we've got a list of about 10 counters that we say that if the market really pulls back again, like a COVID or a proper bear market, and markets sell off 40-50%. You buy those counters and you just sit on them and you just wait, because they always recover. They do pay good dividends. They've got excellent management teams. They've got niche markets around the world, and most of them are rand hedges. So yes, the rand is reasonably strong now, but the rand can weaken quickly. So I will look at that to buy, and especially in periods like this when markets sell off, when nobody wants to buy shares, everybody is worried about a war. That will probably pass as well. Don't fool yourself. It can maybe take a lot longer. Oil can maybe push up inflation for a very long time, but if you do have spare cash and you may be buying on a monthly basis, add these counters, and I'm going to mention them. A Remgro, a Richemont, a Reinet, a Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, you can buy them. You can be wrong for a while, but you're not going to be wrong forever unless something horribly happens in the world. So unfortunately, if you do like shares and you want to get involved with shares, sometimes you must buy, as all these clever guys do. When everybody is selling shares, they buy the top quality stuff and they just hang on to them. Let's have a look at Lewis. Now, Lewis is a lot of fund managers say this is nothing else than a bank. And they're selling furniture, but they're a bank. But look at the share. It's from 100 Rand to 78 Rand. That's 20% down. In actual fact, it's in bear market territory now. But almost a waterfall formation. Let's just show you how clear is that waterfall formation. Look at that. Clearly down in almost one go. And let's have a look. Somebody asked for an entry level here to buy. Well, the shares are still, the share is still going down. There's no reversal candle yet. And when there's no reversal candle yet, I always take upper shadow of the candle. I'll use that as the first sign of technical strength. That will be only above 81 Rand 49 cents. My stop loss will be 70.81. That's the low of this candle. And then if it breaks that at 81.49, it can easily move back to the 50-day moving average, because this was a serious sell-off. And I mean, we all know, good company, good dividend payer. Yes, the higher oil price will definitely affect their delivery costs, but what will they do? They will pass it on to the consumer. They will not take the knock, they will pass it on. I think even some of the food companies will do exactly that. Somebody asked about the VIX. Now, the VIX is, of course, the fear indicator of the world. It's slowly but surely ticking up. There's the VIX. But strangely enough, the VIX has this beautiful rounding bottom, but it looks like the VIX is waiting for a big shock to really kick it much higher. Now, let's have a look there. I mean, this is a rounding bottom. This is actually telling us that it is preparing for something big. This rounding bottoms often break to the upside, kick higher, but for me, that level will only be above this, and then probably we'll get a shock in the markets, and that will be above 35.30. Above 35.30, it can maybe break to the upside. There's a tiny little gap there at the top. That gap closes at 36.85. So at 36.85, that gap will close, but I think we need some news to get this going, because it looks like the war is terrible. Everybody's very unhappy with the war, but it looks like it slowly but surely gets discounted in the markets. Do drop. I sometimes think that the market is underestimating this high oil price, but who am I? I'm just looking at the charts. But let's have a look at PayPal. Now, PayPal is one of those counters. Everybody say PayPal is going to struggle a lot because of what they call artificial intelligence. The share is really struggling. Look at this drop all the way from 80 all the way down. I mean, I just think about Naspers and Prosus, rock bottom. PayPal, same thing, also under pressure. But let's get that resistance line. There's the resistance line. It's at the 50-day moving average, so above 45.65 it can break to the upside. There's a gap, the nearby gap. There's another gap there, but the nearby gap sits between $48.50 and it will close at $52.32. So if something must just turn around and that companies say, listen, artificial intelligence is not everything, we will start to look at the software companies again. We can maybe be surprised the way it can maybe rebound from here. But as always, keep your stop loss. Let's give you a stop loss, and that will be 43.03. The reason why I did not give stop losses on Reinet and Berkshire Hathaway, Richmond and Remgro is you buy bits and pieces, very tiny lots, and you just hold on for the future, and you accumulate over time. That's the big thing with those big stocks. You just accumulate, and especially if you want to accumulate, you would love to see the share even lower. Well, thank you for visiting the website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info, and we will chat again.